Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday morning. Today is Sunday, October 27th, 2024. If you are watching live, drop me a comment and let me know that you are here. What is everybody doing today? So you might notice that things have changed in the background here. Yes, I spent most of my day yesterday rearranging my room. So the background's a little bit different. Got a couple of things coming. I wanted you guys to be able to see like paper storage and other storage, and it's kind of a mess right now. So these units right here, these brown ones that you see, I got those from I think like QVC a million years ago, and I don't love the color, so I'm going to be painting those. I'm going to paint those. I think I'm going to paint them black. And I have another unit, like this one here, which is a 9 cube unit. I have one, it's a 8 cube unit coming that's actually going to go right here. It's hard to point to things in the background when your screen is mirrored. So it's going to go right here, and so it'll replace this unit here, but be too wide. And oh, good morning, Lisa. How are you? Yeah, so I'm going to have the um, two columns basically here of storage. So I was also thinking, I have these two card carousels that are up on the top of my unit here, and they're just a natural wood. And I thought I should probably paint those, like, but I don't know. What do you guys think? Tell me in the comments if you think I should paint those or leave them the natural wood. You can see all of my, well, you can see a lot of the cards that I've demonstrated or I've shown up there. You can't see them really well, but you can see them up there. Um, yeah, so good morning, Mom. Good morning, Dad. Is Dad watching with you? Good morning, Dad. Um, yeah, so I'm going to paint these. I'm on the fence about my paper storage too, if I should paint that black or leave it white. I'm not really sure. Um, leave it the light color. Yeah, I know that's what my husband said too. So maybe maybe I'll leave him the light color, but I'll tell him that it was you that told me, Lisa. So um, so today we are going to make a card. It's just a cute little card. It's using a bunch of different products. So first, because I rearranged my room yesterday, I'm also, when I go to move over to the craft desk, which you can actually see in the camera view right here. When I go to move over there, I'm a little bit further away from the laptop, so I can't see the comments as clearly, so I'll have to keep checking. Um, Pale green. Ooh, I like that. Ooh, I like pale green. That would look good, and it would make the card stand out too. Food for thoughts. Food for thoughts. So, um, if I have time after the video, which I'm hoping, I'll try to get right through it. I'm going to actually show a couple of new products. So I right now is a pre-order. It's time for demonstrators to pre-order some product that's coming out that will be available to customers November 5th. So I'm going to show you some. I have three of this. I bought three of the stamp sets, well, bundles, stamps and dies. I bought three of the bundles. And two of them I've made cards with. One of them I've made just the die cuts I have to put on the cards. So I'll show you those if I have time. So let's switch down to the desk camera then. Let's see, desk camera here. All right. So some of the products that I'm going to be using for today, this is just cardstock, and I'll give you all of the dimensions, but just your basic white. This is crumb cake. We have some early espresso and some real red. I'll be using some dimensionals and my blocks and my bone folder and my paper pick tool, which I love. We will be using early espresso. Sorry about the ring light. The early espresso and the memento. I'm going to be using some of this red ribbon. And for our products, we are going to be using, I'm going to be using the Latte Love, which is the stamps and dies here, the Latte Love. We're going to be using that one. I'm going to be using the Forever Plaid embossing folder, which is one, really, I can't really say that I have an embossing folder from Stampin' Up! That I don't love. I love them all, but I do really love the 3D embossing folders. I'm going to be using the sophisticated SLED. All I'm going to be using for this one though is I'm just going to be using the snowflakes for that. And with my the card that I made already to demonstrate, I didn't use the Spotlight on Nature dies, but I think I'm going to this time. But we'll see. We'll try it out and see how that goes. So we're going to be using all of that. So let me just move this stuff over. Let me just grab some early espresso. Sorry about that. Just in case we do the Spotlight on Nature. Actually, we already have 2 circles cut out. Maybe let's just leave those there and I'll set this paper off to the side. We'll see. We'll see how we go there. This is how I create. Okay, so first things first, let's do our cardstock. So the card base is 8.5 by 5.5. I did not score this. I figured I would just try. I'm really struggling lately with scoring. I don't know if I need to have my eyes checked or what, but I'm not scoring it straight. So I'm just going to line up my corners. So I'm going to match my corners up and come in and just give this a press with my fingers. I'm going to just come back and give it a good press with my bone folder. That will get it nice and flat there. Okay. So the next piece that I have is, this is crumb cake. And this piece is, I wanted a really narrow border on my card, narrow white border. So this piece, the card base here, this is 4.25 by 5.5. So I just did 1/8 less. So this is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. So that's just gonna give us a nice narrow white border. I wanted it to be mostly this. All right. So what we're gonna do here, move these things out of the way. I think with this new setup, I have enough space to actually bring my stamp and emboss and cutting machine into the camera view so that you guys can see it and see me actually do it. So I'm going to be using the Plaid embossing folder. Grab that. Okay. All right. Now, move this into view so you guys can see it. Yeah, I'm going to just move some stuff out of the way up here. My paper trimmer, move that out of the way. All right, so with the stamp cut and emboss machine, mine's all dirty. It's got some white ink on it because I did some cards, some Northern Lights cards that, again, if I have time, I'll show them to you because they're really cool. But it has white ink splatter, and that was kind of a mess. I had it everywhere. So this, it folds up nice and neat like a little suitcase, and you just open these up, and it comes with your base plate, which is your #1 plate, and it comes with die cut. I can't find my words, but plate 2, which you need when you're doing die cutting. And then you get 2 of the number 3 plates. And you get number 4. This number 4 plate is what we're going to use for doing the embossing folder. All right. So the 3D, the plaid embossing folder is a 3D. So you've seen me do this before. With the 3D, we're going to need our plate 1, and then we're just going to need our plate 4. Good morning, Luann. All right, I am going to stick my crumb cake into the plaid. Now, this has, if you can see it on the bottom, just close this up, you can see the little line on the bottom because this has lines. The embossing folder has like horizontal and vertical lines. If you want it to be straight on your paper, you can line up the bottom edge of your paper right with that line. You can also, and I think I did this on one of the cards I'll show, you can actually move your paper on the inside so that it's not straight. I'm going to do this one straight. And I'm going to just put my embossing folder down, and then I'm going to take my plate number 4, and I'm going to roll that through. Just like so. Maybe pop, pop. All right. And then what we have is this embossing folder has a lot of static. So we have now this plaid. All right, so I am done with that plaid one. So we'll just we'll set this aside with our card. I'm going to move this out of the way for a moment and come back. So on my sample card, when I did this on my sample card, I actually was just doing a little test. I'm going to be using this mug here from the Latte Love set. And I stamped one on white cardstock and then used my blending pens for to give it the dimension and color. And then I thought, well, I'm just going to stamp it on the red cardstock. I liked the red cardstock better. When I show you my sample card, maybe you guys can tell me whether you like the white background or the red background better. So what we're going to do, I am just going to go ahead and grab my stamp here. This is a thin acrylic block. This is the acrylic block that you get when you buy one of the kits from Stampin' Up, one of the card kits. It's a little bit narrower than a standard acrylic block from Stampin' Up. I do like these ones better because they do have the finger grooves in them. In these ones, I do tend to get ink all over my fingers because it's a little bit thinner. But as my dad can attest to, I could get covered in paint, stain, ink, whatever. I have a natural talent for that. So we're just going to ink up that. And yeah, I already did what I didn't want to do. All right. Oh, yes, no. All right, this is what I want to do. So I have this little scrap piece of paper, and I'm just going to stamp a mug on there. And it's not going to be on the whole thing. So this is the way the mug looks when you stamp it. It's got these lines in it, and which is good for a lot of things, but it's not what I wanted. So it's not what I wanted for this card. So I'm just going to take some scissors. I'm going to create a mask that I can use. So I'm just going to come up here and I'm going to cut on each side of that line. And I'm going to make sure that I'm only cutting the lines that I want to mask. I just want to mask that middle part. So I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna get really close to the end and where those little bottom marks are. So you can see what I've cut out. This is the piece that I'm going to use for a mask, okay? So what I'm going to do there is I'm going to grab well, I can actually do this with a glue dot, I think. These glue dots. I'll just do it with these glue dots. All right. I'm just going to take a glue dot, put it on the back, so it's a little bit sticky, and I'm going to just place it on the paper. I am going to ink up my stamp again. And I'm going to come in here and I'm basically going to line up the lines on here with the lines that are on here. And that's going to give me a good, and I'm just going to pull this a little bit closer to me so that I can see it. And there's, sorry if I get my head in the way. I just need to see this. I'm just going to come in here and just stamp. And I'm going to give it a good press because in this middle section here, there's 2 layers of cardstock. So I want to make sure that I'm giving that a good press. I'm not rocking it. I'm just giving it a good press. So it looks the same, but then when you peel the mask off, and I'm just going to give it a little twist because of that glue dot, now you have a blank cup. So I'm going to do that another time. So I'm going to come over here and just stick it again, just where I want to make sure that I'm leaving myself enough space on here. If you want to use a larger piece of cardstock, you can. This one is, let's measure that. This one is 4, it looks like 4 3/8 by 3 1/16. It's really just a piece of scrap that I had. So I am going to ink up my stamp again. And I'm going to come in here again. And I'm just going to pull this close to me again so that I can see it. Sorry for getting my head in the way. And I'm just going to give that a press. Press, press, press. Just remember, don't rock it. If you rock it, you could get other, you could get ink from the edge of your stamp on there. So there's that. So I'm just going to come in here and twist that off again. And now I have 2 blank mugs. Yay! All right. So let's see that a little bit closer. 2 blank mugs. So what I'm going to do, what I wanted to do is now this is where that sophisticated SLED bundle comes in, or the stamp set. I'm just going to take the snowflakes. I wanted my mug to have snowflakes. So I'm going to do them in black. I'm not going to do anything fancy. I'm just going to come in here with the snowflakes, ink that stamp up, and I'm just going to stamp the snowflakes right on the mug. And I'm going to do the same thing over here. Maybe just twist the stamp a little bit, make it look like it's a little bit different. There. Okay. That a little white. And put those back in there. I'm done with that. Now, let's close this up. And take this one off. We're all set with that one. And a little bit more stamping. What we're going to do is I'm taking now from the Latte Love, taking this stamp right here, which is going to fit into our mug. Take this one. And I'm gonna stamp it using black ink on the early espresso. And again, this is just a piece of scrap paper, and you can actually see I stamped white on there with the stamp because I wasn't sure if I wanted to do something in the mug that was white or black or with the Actually, let's just do that with the early espresso ink on the early espresso paper, and then it will be all brown. So all I'm going to do is just come in here and tap, tap, nice light tap. I'm just going to stamp that on the early espresso. I'm going to do it twice. So now you can see how that looks. It's kind of hard to see. There, you can see the detail in that stamp. That's going to be our cocoa. Okay, put that one back. All right, and then let's do some die cutting. Not done that. So, oh, actually, let's do a little bit of blending. So I'm just going to grab my blending pens. Again, some of my favorite things. So with the Stampin' Up! Blending pens, you get two in a set. One's a lighter, like this is the real red. You get a light and a dark real red. There's a brush tip and a bullet tip, a finer tip. You can see that right here on the front so that you can tell, and also on the back. Okay, so I'm just going to give each of these cups a little bit of dimension. So I'm just going to take my blending pen. I'd like to come up here on the back of the cup. Just give that a little color. Both at the same time, and I'm not being real careful about not going over those lines because I'm going to be filling that in. And then I imagine this part of the cup down here would be a little bit darker here. And then I'm just going to come in and do like feathering. Just going to feather some of this on the sides and on the bottom. Do the same thing here, just going to feather in from this side. And do the same thing over here. Not really much of a colorer. Like I don't usually love coloring. I do love using these the alcohol markers because they just add so much dimension to your project. So I'm just going to come in now with the light, and I'm just going to come in and just kind of from the dark, I'm just going to come in and just swipe it up into the area that's not colored, and it's going to drag some of that dark ink right up in. I'm going to do the same thing over here. I'm just going to take larger swiping motions here on the sides, dragging some of that dark ink right over into the middle. I'm going to leave the middle. I am going to give this up here a little color. So I'm going to just do the same thing here, drag that up. Let's just come in here and drag this one. Okay. So when the alcohol dries, it will actually just make it look like it's got a little more, the cups have a little more dimension, like they're, actually round. Oh, now let's do some die cutting. All right. So what I want to do is set those off to the side real quick. We're going to die cut both of these. We're going to die cut both of these, but I also want to die cut my label. So I'm actually just using, this is just a scrap piece. You heard me say it before. When you're die cutting your labels and stuff, I grabbed the wrong one. What did I didn't even get the featured stamp set and die set. Oh my goodness. Oh. So this is the stamp set that I'm featuring. It's the Christmas labels. So with the Christmas labels, you can see they all look like they're kind of weird, like they're going in weird directions and whatever. When I show you the dies that go with this, you'll understand why. So these are all of the sentiments for your labels. This is the one we're going to use today. It's a hot cocoa day, but wait till you see some of these others that I did. I'll show you. So this one right here, this is the dies that go with this. They are fancy labels. Fancy. There's only 4 of them that go with it, but so if you'll notice, like this one right here, which is the one that we're going to be using, this one, there are sentiments that when you stamp them, they line up perfectly on the piece of paper as you're stamping. It's also just because I'm holding it up like I am, and it looks like it doesn't fit. The images that are on the front are not true to size. So when we stamp this, it's going to say it's a hot cocoa day, and it's going to fit perfectly in this diagram. So we're going to do that. All right, and just move that off to the side. Get these dies ready. So I'm going to come in with my number 1 plate. And I'm going to, because we're die cutting, we need the number 2 and we need the number 3. Now I just did some die cutting with this, so I'm just going to flip it over a little bit. This one's pretty beat up. I am waiting for my new set to arrive. So I'm going to just put the white on. As long as your label fits on your piece of scrap paper, use your scrap paper for this. I can give you the dimensions for this die. The die itself is 1 1/4 by 2 3/4. So your scrap piece of paper just needs to be a little bit bigger than that. So 2 by 3 would work. And you can see I got something else out here. So I'm just going to do that. Put that one on there. Let's do that. And grab our Latte Love dies. I'm going to use this one here, and we're going to use this one here, which is going to cut out our coffee or cocoa. And I'm just going to grab some washi tape to hold these dies in place because because they are detailed and I want them, and I'm going to move them over to the side. So, all right, so I'm just taking a little bit of the sticky off because I don't want it to stick to my paper. I'm just going to line that die up just like so. Put the washi tape on there to hold it. I'm going to take my cocoa, line this one up. This one's hard to see because it's brown on brown, but it just means we get a little, if we're a little off, it's not really going to matter. And then I'm just going to put this one down here, and then you're going to put your top plate on. Oops. And roll this through the machine. Actually, let me, again, because I have enough space on this desk, you guys can actually see this roll through. Sorry for all the loud noise. That, line it up. Now I'm not putting washi tape or anything here because this white piece is big enough for if my die were to move around, it's big enough, so I'm not going to worry about that. I'm just going to do that, and let's just roll this through. Like so. And then I'm just going to roll that back through for the other coffee cup and the other cocoa. So that is our cup. 1 cup. Let's just take that off. I'm going to line this back up. One die. Washi tape on there. Now, because I don't have the plates on right there, but because I'm using the washi tape, that die will stay in place. We'll just do that. And take this one off. Like that. This is our little coffee. You'll see how cute that is when we put that on. Let's just cut out our second coffee. That. Where did my plate go? And here we go. There's our second cup. That and our second coffee. Cocoa. I keep saying coffee because I've been using the Latte Love for coffee, but here, do that. I'll grab that on there. And the washi tape is reusable, so I just will stick it to the machine and reuse it. I can, and there is a little piece of paper that's stuck in there, so I'm just going to use my take your pick tool and just pick that out. Don't throw the dies away, Tina. There, those off to the side. Done with those. And then move this out of the way. Okay. And bring this label in. This label. All right, so I'm just gonna gently poke this one out, just like that, and look at that. Look how beautiful that is. It's got these. Good morning, Aunt Judy. It's got the little cutouts in it. Beautiful. I love it. Love it. Okay, let's just put that away. These things over here. All right. So now let's start to put our cup together. All right. Oh, I want to stamp on this one. Okay. Honestly. All right. So I said we are going to use it's a hot cocoa day. So we're using this one. I'm just going to grab my block. We're going to do the sentiment in the early espresso. So just a nice light tap, 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 tap. And then I'm just going to line this up over the tag. Just press that down, hold that for a bit, and then see how I didn't do very good over here, I guess. Needed to line that up a little bit better. I'm going to be okay with that for right now. I may end up pulling that off and fixing it later, but for right now, it's perfect. Okay, because I want to have time to show you guys the new stuff. So, all right, let's start putting this together. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get some tear and tape because we're going to be using some ribbon. I do like to use the tear and tape when I'm putting the ribbon on. It just seems to hold it better than my tape runner. So I'm just going to take a piece of this ribbon. I'm going to grab the scissors that I use for ribbon. So I had all of my scissors sharpened not long ago, and I took this pair, and a lot of demonstrators will do this, and I just tied a piece of ribbon to it. These are the ones I will only cut ribbon with this. When you cut anything that's gluey or paper or whatever, it actually dulls your scissors. So it doesn't cut ribbon very well. I'm just going to leave about an inch on this side and about an inch on this side and that. And then I'm going to take a piece of tear and tape on an end. And I'm just going to tear that off. I'm going to line up this ribbon where I want it, hold the end over to the back, hold it in place, and just tape it down. Okay? And I'm just going to grab another piece of tear and tape just so that I'm ready for the second one. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm coming back to the front so that I can make sure that that is straight. And you don't want to pull this too tight because you'll start to curl your layering piece. So just nice and loose. Right there. Make sure it's straight. Fold that over, hold it in place, and come in and tape it down. Okay. Now because we have the tear and tape out, and because this is 3D emboss, I'm actually going to use the tear and tape to put this layered piece on. This is definitely like really strong tape, double-sided tape. So I'm going to go right over the ribbon again. And because I'm using the tear and tape to hold the ribbon down here, I can peel this backing piece off and also have it adhere to the card base, or I can just leave those ones there. That's the only purpose for these two pieces right here is to hold that ribbon in place. So if I don't tear the adhesive off, the adhesive back off, that's okay. All right, so I'm just giving that tear and tape a good smush to make sure it is adhered to the cardstock, and then we're going to peel the backing off. Now I did this in one of my last videos. I find it with my take your pick tool. Now if you don't have the take your pick tool, you can use a toothpick, you can use anything that's picky, a pair of tweezers, whatever. But I find it's easier to come up the side and just gently run my take your pick tool along the side, and it lifts that right up. I'll show you that on the next piece. I'll get up a little bit closer. Okay. Let's see. Am I in? Yeah, okay. So if I just come here and I just run this along, oops, I don't have need something hard to put that on. Okay. So if I just run my take your pick tool along the side, do you see it just starts lifting up on the side? It just starts, can you see that? It just starts lifting up on the side a little bit. It makes it so much easier. And then I just come back with it and it peels right off. Let's do that again with this one. So I'm just going to come in. Now this one's a little bit, you got to be a little careful because it's got that ribbon. So I'm just going to go this little bit here, just along the side. I'm just being careful because of the ribbon, and I'm just going to drag it right back. Takes the whole thing right off for you. It's pretty cool. Makes it really easy. I used to try to pick it off from the end, and I get the end of the tape with it and everything else, and it was just frustrating and didn't go nearly as quickly. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to come in here, make sure my card is the right opening the right way because it's been all over my desk since we started this video. And I'm just going to come in and line up at the top, and I'm going to look at the sides because if I cut my layering piece the right size, if I'm looking at both sides and the top, the bottom is going to be the right width also. Oops. Okay. Let's just put that down. So we have there, walla walla, there. All right. Now let's fill our cups. Let's fill our cups with cocoa. I'm just going to, for this I like to use the multi-purpose liquid glue, and I like to put the glue down on the cup. And just a nice light line of glue right there, nothing heavy. And I'm going to take the other end of my take your pick tool, which is a putty end, and I'm going to pick up that coffee just like that. And that's going to help me place that on the cup so that I can just place that on the cup and I don't have my fingers or anything else in the way. And there, oops, we have coffee in our cup. Voila, easy. Then we're just going to put that one in. That's also why I like to come up on the back edge of the cup and give that a little bit of color and shading, because to me it seems like that my cup would be shaded that way. Just need to Adjust that one. And there you go. So now we have 2 cups of coffee. All right. Now I am going to grab my Stampin' Dimensionals. And the first thing I'm going to put on is my label because I want my label to be on my ribbon, like so. I am going to put a bow over here. So we're going to use another piece of ribbon, well, a faux bow, because I can't tie a bow with ribbon very well. You want a cup of that, Judy? Yeah, so do I. I actually have my coffee, but I don't know what I did with it. So, all right, so I'm just going to take my Stampin' Dimensionals, and I'm going to, on this tag, I want to support these 2 top because that is a die cut in there. So that it is cut, but I want to support that. So I'm going to put 1 dimensional up there, and I'm going to put 1 dimensional there. And then I'm going to put, I'll just put 1 in the middle here, okay? And then we're going to just center that, right side up, Tina. Center that top to bottom so that the ribbon looks like it's running through the center of my tag. And just tap that down. All right. And then this is where what I did with these on my inspiration card is I just took the cups and put them here kind of, on the card, just kind of in random. But I thought, what if we did like circles and put them on like that with dimensionals? What do you guys think? Do you like that? I'll show you the inspiration card so that you can see them side by side. You can also see this is where I said I stamped this one on the real red cardstock, and this one on the white cardstock. I still did the masking. I just did a different design on this one. Like that. All right. So what do you guys think? Do you think use the brown, the early espresso circles to put the cups on? Don't. Use 1. Use just 1. What do you think? Let me know. Let me know. What do you want to do? Yeah. I am thinking maybe we just do 1. If we just put 1 there and tuck this coffee cup there. I like that. I like that. All right. That's what we're going to do. That is what we're going to do. Okay. So I'm just going to put some all-purpose glue on the back of my circle. And I'm being quite liberal with it because it is sticking to an embossed layer. So we're just going to do that. Hold that down. Let's give that just a minute to adhere. I'm not pressing hard. I don't want any glue to be seeping out. I'm just giving it a nice gentle rub there. And then I think we're going to put dimensionals on our cocoa cups because, well, I love dimensionals. So we're going to do it. We're going to do it. We're going to pop them up. Pop them up. Make it nice and thick. Probably have to pay extra postage, but you know what? So worth it. So worth it. That, and we're going to do this one. And we're just going to tilt this one the other way. Oh, so cute. So cute. Love it, love it. All right. Now let's do the faux bow. So I'm just going to come in here and I'm going to just take, just a small piece of ribbon, slip it under this one. I'm going to tie this in a knot like so. And I'm just going to pull it a little bit. Now, before I tighten it, I'm going to move it around on that back ribbon to see where I want it. And I'm also going to make sure that the tails are where I want them to be. So whether it's up and down, side to side, however you want that to be. I'm just going to do that and then tighten it. And then I'm going to come in and angle the tails because ribbon tails are angled like so. And that's what I had. But you know what? I also put some rhinestones on the inspiration card, so I think we'll do that also. So these rhinestones, when you buy kits, card kits, and actually they have craft kits also. When you buy card kits from Stampin' Up, they literally give you everything you need. Everything you need. They give you the adhesive. They give you that's where this roll of tear and tape came from. One of the kits that I bought. That's where these came from. That's where I got some glue dots from that kit. They give you everything you need. These dimensionals are from there. So all from my kit. So I'm going to use these sequins. These are sequins that they're flat. They have a glue dot on the back of them. So I'm just going to take my Take Your Pick tool. I'm going to come in here, put it on, and I'm going to put one on each of the coffee cups, one on each of the mugs, and then I'm going to come in with a third one and just pop it maybe down here on the label. Like that, and like that. That is our card. That is our card. Now this is just it. This card, it just says it's a hot cocoa day, which means you can send this to somebody just because it's winter. You can send it to somebody you could send it to somebody as a Christmas card if you put a Christmas sentiment on the inside. You could send it for any occasion. I mean, I don't know if I would send it in the summertime because summertime's not really hot cocoa day, although I suppose it could be if you like hot cocoa. So let's look at let's just clear some of this mess off to the side because I'm going to show you some other cards that I made with the, let me just grab it, with the Christmas labels. No, I'm sorry about my arm in the way. Let's just throw that in there real quick. All right, so with the Christmas labels, let me see if I can pop that up a little bit so that it doesn't, yeah, there you go. That one right there. We have this one, which is the one we just made. And then I want to go through that. So you saw the first inspiration card. Which one do you guys like better? Tell me, do you like the first one, the inspiration card, card 1 or card 2? Which one do you like better? Card 1 or card 2? I like card 2. All right. So the next card, these are just some of the alternates. So this is another one of the labels, and I did the Peace on Earth with this one. This also has the label does the die cuts, so you get little cuts that are in there also. It's really super cool. This one I used the decorative trees. So what I did with this is I actually created I did the die cut of the tree, and I just did some ink blending. It's the same color ink, it's Granny Apple Green. I just did it really light, and then I came in with a darker layer of it. And then I masked this one and did the same thing with the one in the back. So it looks, like this one back of the other. Did some embossing using the snowflake. I don't know. Can you see that? Yeah. You guys said you like the second one too. I do too. Do you think I should have put the second brown square, or do you like it with just the one? Just one? Yeah, me too. All right, so this one I used that snowflake or snowflake fall or falling snowflake or whatever the embossing folder is. Let oh, what is the name of that? I can't remember. And then I put those same little sequins on like their ornaments. So I did that one. So this is another option that you have here for this tag. And one of the, oh yeah, Aunt Judy, if you like the one with the trees, this next one is beautiful also. So this one, I used the same technique. I used boho blue. So, and I use Night of Navy for the sentiment, to stamp the sentiment. Now this is that bigger die cut. So these pieces here actually came out of the tag. Can you see, like they came right out of the tag there. So I thought, oh, that would be really pretty to put on the trees. But it's all the same. It's that snowflake embossing folder there. I did a little bit of sponging the color on the tag just to give it a little bit more. I didn't put sequins on this one because I did have those swirly pieces on the trees. I thought that was more than enough there. So that's that one. And then I have this card here. This is using that same card design that I did last week where I cut that out and did. So this one right here, I used one of the tags from the Greetings of the Season dies. I smudged ink on it. Oh no, that's adhesive. I used my adhesive eraser to get that off. Lord, sorry. I could get covered. So from the decorative trees, the dies for the decorative trees, that's actually what this is here. This is Pebbled Path cardstock. This is Cherry Cobbler. I did the plaid in the back here. I did a little bit of Cherry Cobbler stamping here. I think this stamp is from the decorative trees also. So yeah, that one. And then I thought, well, I'm going to pull in one of my other old sets, the Country Birdhouse. So I did the Country Birdhouse, and I used, these are some dies from the Golden Greenery die set. But here's your tag. This is the other style tag here, but it's the same thing. It's got the die. Look, it makes the cuts. It makes the cuts in the tag. It's very cool. They're when you pull them out of the metal dies, you just want to be really careful because it does have all of those cuts in them. This is the one that I did the plaid at an angle. Oops, I'm not even in the camera there. Did the plaid at an angle. And then I colored the birdhouse with my blending pens to give it a little bit of dimension. So there's that one there. And then this one here, this is the same tag that we just did. I used the Merry Christmas to You. And then I bought some ink pens from my local office supply store. One writes in white, one writes in silver, one writes in gold. And I bought them because I wanted to have, when I use darker cardstock, if I wanted to write on it or sign on the back, you couldn't see my signature on the back with the regular darker pens. So I got those ones, and I just colored in the Christmas, the space that's on the Christmas. And this one just opens like this. There's that one. And then this is the last sample card I have. This is that same tag as we did on the green trees here. This one is, I stamped the Believe and did the same thing with the gold in there. I used Old Olive. These stamps are from the decorative trees. This beautiful paper is from that Seasons of Green and Gold designer series paper. And then, so the fun fold aspect of this card was actually inspired by, this whole card was actually inspired by another Stampin' Up! Demonstrator named Heidi Collins, who's got some super fun ideas. So this one opens this way. So you can see that opens like that. And so there's that one. So that's all of the samples on those. So just real quick, I am going to go, do I have time? How long? What is the time? Oh, yeah, I can go through these pretty quick. All right, so let me just clear these. Clear all of these. And let me just show you some of the new products that are coming out. So the first one that I got is this. It's called Cake Celebrations. So Cake Celebrations has this, it looks, I mean, the stamps look a little bit weird, but you can build beautiful cakes from this. And then I really like this. It's almost like a handwritten cursive font. You can say happy wedding day, happy anniversary, celebrate, happy birthday. You can do, you put flowers and whatever. The little like candle sparklers is what that looks like to me. And then it comes with, if you buy it with a bundle, the Cake Celebration dies, it comes with like, for the cake pieces, this like fondant, the cake stand, the candles, the leaves and the flowers, and some some fondant to use on the inside of the cake. So let me just show you a card that I made using that. So I made this one here. This is using the die cuts, mostly the die cuts, and then I just stamped the little sparklers around here. Use those same sequins here. This card base here is from one of the card kits that I got. There's that one. There's that one. That's the Cake Celebrations. And then this one here. So I didn't do a card for this one yet. This one is called Umbrella Days. It's got the woman, the mother, the teenager. It's kind of hard to tell from here, holding the umbrella, and then a smaller child. You can't really tell if it's a boy or a girl. And then the dog. And the sentiments are, you are the umbrella to my rainy days, which I love. The storm will end and the sun will shine again. Beautiful. And then just this very simple, be brave. And then it's got some raindrops. Super cool, super cool. And the dies that you can get to go with those. So you have, this one's really super fun. You've got clouds and a puddle and these big guys that will actually cut out the two people, and then a die that will cut out the dog, and you've got some flowers, and then the umbrella handle. In each one of them, there are boots for each one of them, then the grass. There's this little sweater that goes on the dog, and then the umbrella, this umbrella here will actually cut out the different segments of the umbrella. So there's two puddles, sorry, right there. There's another puddle right there. So there's two puddles, two clouds. Beautiful, cute, cute. So I didn't do a card yet with this one, but I was playing around with the set. So this right here, I stamped, this is the child, so I stamped the child, I colored and blended the clothing, the hands, and then I used the that die for the umbrella top that cuts the different sections, and then I just alternated them. I just used patterned paper, just some of the DSP, the 6x6 DSP that so just cut that out. And then the dog, I stamped and colored the dog, and then I die cut the sweater for him, and I put the sweater. Can you see how cute that is? He's so cute. He's wearing a sweater. So that's those guys. And then, oh my God, you guys, my favorite, because I love hibiscus, Happy Hibiscus. This stamp set is beautiful. So this actually comes with, in the bundle, you can get the stamp set, the die, and there is a hybrid, sorry, find your words, Tina, a hybrid embossing folder. Wait till you see this. So the stamps, congratulations, you make me smile. Thanks for being kind. And then the flowers and the leaves, and then this little just decorative element here. Now with this one, the stamps, so you can see the ones I've used. This is one large stamp with all three flowers. It does the outlines, and then you've got the fill-in parts for each one of those flowers. You've got two size leaves with the outline and with the insides. That's all two-step stamping. Okay, so there's that. And then the embossing folder itself, which is, I don't know how well you can see that, but it's so beautiful. There's that. And then the die, so the dies that come with this, sorry, my mess. You get the large die here that cuts out the three flowers. You've got four little small flowers. These to me look like plumeria. And then the two different size leaves here. You've got two different leaves here that don't look like, these are not, I mean, this almost looks like a maple leaf. I'm not really sure about that one, but so you've got the two other leaves, and then you've got a circle, a tag punch, and a rectangular tag punch that make little score marks or cut marks. Those actually feel like cutting blades, so make cut marks there. So you have all of those. Now with the hybrid embossing folder, you take this large die here, and on the side of the folder that has the Stampin' Up! Logo, on that you fit this die. It fits in there. You've seen me do the other ones, Seaside Wishes. Just fits right in there. And when you put your cardstock in and you roll this through the die cutting machine, not only will it cut out the flowers, but it will emboss them also. Beautiful. Love it. I love these hybrid embossing folders. Love them, love them. Okay, so let me just show you then some of the, so this is, I cut this, so I embossed it and cut the flowers out at the same time so that you could see that. These are the flowers that I cut from it. So you can actually see the embossing. Can you see? Let me try to see how they're embossed. Oh, they're beautiful. The big flower is beautiful because you can actually see that center stamen. And these ones I just cut out of Barely Beige, and then I did a couple on white paper that I sponged a little bit of color on. This one I'm using as a mask, like what we did today. So I did this. I actually made this card this morning. My upline Susan Campfield over at suestampfield.com made this card on her video last night, and I just loved it. So I used peach pie and lemon lolly for the flowers, and then garden green and granny apple green for the leaves. But you can see this one. Let me just see. You can see how it is embossed on the background. The flowers themselves are also embossed. So you stamp the flowers. I'll demonstrate this one. You stamp the flowers, and then you fit it into your hybrid embossing folder with the dies, and it cuts them out and embosses them at the same time. It's beautiful. It's amazing. But I love hibiscus. So there's that one. That's some of the new stuff coming out. Those three sets. They're available to demonstrators only right now to pre-order, but they will be available November 5th for customers. So you just check. Okay, all right. Let me flip back to the me cam so you all can see me. There I am. Okay. So I don't know. How do you like these cards? Which one's your favorite? which one, let me know what one of the alternates is your favorite, the ones that we did, and let me know what you think about the 3 new sets and the cards that I did with those ones. I hope you all have a great Sunday. I don't know what I'm going to be doing. I think I have a couple of errands to do today, and then I'm going to probably just make some more cards. I may paint those brown things, the brown ones. Anyway, my cube unit doesn't come until Tuesday, which is a little bit frustrating, but yeah, so I'll be able to organize that all and have it. Hopefully the background will look the same when you see my video next week, because I'm tired of spending a lot of time rearranging this room and not crafting. So yeah, well, I thank you for joining me. I will see you all next Sunday, same time, same channel, and have a great week. All right. Bye, everyone.